Hello everyone, it is Mike here and welcome to another Royal Rumble tournament. We got a great one here for you. It's going to be Brandon Styles versus Mitchell Slaughter. This is the first time I've seen Mitchell here. So good luck. I wish you the best of luck. And we're kicking things off with Jason X. And we're going to see a lot from the horror genre. But it's not going to be completely. Because this is one of the where I had to cross people over to a different account, and that usually happens on number 4 and I believe number 7 or 6. I think it's 7. I have this issue all the time where I have to move people over, and it is kind of a bummer, and sometimes I got to replace them with different attire ones. So there is one we had to use a different type, but it's still the same person. And here's Samoa Joe. So it's going to be the Jason X versus Samoa Joe, which Samoa Joe actually played Sweet Tooth in Twisted Metal. And you all know the rules. As they're eliminated, I will attempt, keyword is attempt, to tell you what team they're a part of. And the first one that eliminates the other 15 wins. So it's pretty awesome. It's a pretty awesome idea. It's one of the most popular ideas we do. And I hope you all enjoyed it, and good luck to Mitchell on your first one. I don't think he's been on one of these before. So I did have a couple new faces, and maybe they've watched the other stuff. But number 3 is Boris from Bindi. I think he's the rival of Bindi. I don't know a lot about Boris. I'm not really into that game. But yeah, everyone except for like 10 people are part of the horror genre account. So it's 2/3. 2/3 are going to be that genre, and then the rest are going to be like random. So, and you're going to get the genre in the next 2 completely. So it's going to be completely full because that's how we had our account during Halloween. So Count Orlok is number 4. So both sides have the genre characters, but one has only 5. So that's how that'll help me keep track, at least. And we got Count Orlok Nosferatu. Of course, we're supposed to get that movie in December. On Christmas Day, that movie comes out. Which, honestly, I gotta be honest with you all, I don't know why they play movies on Christmas Day. It's so dumb. It's like, it's for the people, I guess, don't have nothing to do on Christmas. That's my only explanation. I mean, who goes to the movies on Christmas? It's just like bah humbug. Complete bah humbug. And Samoa Joe's going to be a loss for Styles. So this one might be easy to keep track of, at least on 10 of these guys, because they're not part of that genre account. And number 6 is Brandon Breyer. You got to watch out for this kid. His movie may stink, but he's really good. He's really good. So you have to really watch out. He's 100 overall. He is a cruiserweight, but he's dangerous. He's super dangerous. And Boris has been eliminated. Boris is a loss for Mitchell. I knew it was a loss for Mitchell. I just couldn't find him for a second. And I have to find him because I've made mistakes where I put the wrong people in. And there goes Jeff the Killer. He just came in. And we got Ellis here. Jeff the Killer's a loss for Styles. So he loses another one. And that's one of his 5, part of that genre account. And I'm telling you, you cannot underestimate Brandon here. You cannot. And I'm not talking about Styles. I'm talking about this wannabe Superman. This evil Superman kid. Or super kid, whatever you want to call him. And number 8 is James Earl Cash from Manhunt. So James Earl Cash here. I've never played a Manhunt game. Of course, it's by the same Rockstar company as Grand Theft Auto. And Midnight Club, Red Dead, some great games. LA Noir, it's another one. That game was so weird. I remember playing that game, and that's just the whole trying to tell if they're a liar or not. It always messed me up. I would not be a good investigator. And number 9, Squidward. This is the one I had to switch out. For some reason, I couldn't find the one that we usually have, even when I looked up the name. So I don't know if someone just took him out, or maybe there was a problem with the face scan, because they've had issues there. And he was one of the first ones, of course, that was put on here. I still have him on the other account, but I explained that I had to move people over because of, I can't do face-off between two teams on 2 different accounts. I got to at least move some over, and I had to move about 10 over. So, or download 10. That's what I meant. And Squidward, wow. So Jason X has been eliminated. That's going to be a loss for Mitchell. So Squidward, what a start there by him. And, and a good miss there by Count Orlock. So Squidward off to a hot start. We'll see how far he can make it there. He's coming in early. We got 2 Left 4 Dead characters, Ellis and Coach. That's such an incredible game. And number 11 is Chuck Green. Chuck Green at number 11 from Dead Rising 2. That's the only one I think I've played. Surprising. Yeah, that's kind of strange for a zombie guy. Dead Rising is one of those games I've always meant to play, but I just never get to it. And that's the case with number 3 and number 1. I've played 2 a good bit because it was free on Games for Gold. And I have played that one a little, and Ellis has been eliminated. And that's a loss for Mitchell. And number 12 is Springtrap, and Coach maybe joining his boy. Now, all we need is Nick and Rochelle here, and we'll be set with the Left 4 Dead 2 cast. I don't know why they won't make Left 4 Dead 3. Instead, they make Dying Light, and, which I think Dying Light's overrated. It's a weird game. It's like zombies with parkour. It's a weird game. Dead Island was a weird experience I had with Dead Island when I played that. Now, when we're talking about some zombie games, Dead Island was... I got with like a group of people online, and I got a mod on my gun and had infinite ammo, basically. So that was I kind of cheated. So it took the fun out of the game, but at the same time, I think the game's too hard. At first it was, at least. Maybe it gets easier, but I got a cheat on it, and some guy gave me a modded gun, and I just completed that thing with no problem. Because it was infinite ammo. I mean, and Will Offspray is number 13. I like to call him Will Offspray. But it's like some bug killer. Give me the Will Offspray. That's what it's like. So we're full. We're officially full with 8 in. And it's just, we'll have to wait and see what happens. I'm trying to think of who did we start off with? Yeah, they're both gone already. So we don't have to worry about number 1 and number 2 winning. Which usually never happens anymore. I think for a while there, we had a couple times, I think in 22 or 23, we had number 3 win. It was pretty incredible. And I think we had number 2 win on one occasion. And Orlock eliminates Will Osprey. He doesn't want that bug spray in his yard. And that's going to be a loss for Styles. So loss for Styles there. And it's still too close to call. It seems like both teams have people coming in. And look at Count Orlok. Oh my goodness, he's biting Springtrap. Oh my goodness. What in the world, Orlok? You don't make vampires here. Number 14's Leprechaun. I see me rumble. The me gold is in the rumble. I'm allowed to do that too because I'm Irish. So I'm allowed to say that. I know some of the sensitive people will get mad at that, but they can get over it. I'm Irish, I'm Italian, and I'm something else. If you guys wanted to know, it doesn't really matter to me. Because I'm so many different things, it's like, yeah. If you're like full-blooded something, it makes a difference compared to being 25% of something. And Leprechaun. Well, Springtrap tried to get rid of him, and he's still searching for me gold. I'll tell you, Leprechaun Back to the Hood Part 2 is like the biggest, it's one of the craziest movies I've ever seen. And Chuck Green's done. Chuck is hiding, of course. I know he's on Mitchell's team. Most likely. Yeah, he's number 13 on Mitchell's team. So Mitchell loses Chuck Green. So Chuck Green is finished. And I almost missed Squidward. That's going to be a loss for Styles, though. Easy to keep track of Styles' team. Because he only has 4 from the genre. The horror genre. And number 15 is going to be The Mummy. I hate The Mummy. I don't like that movie. I think it's so super overrated. Well, it's not even like, I don't think anyone really loves it. It's definitely one of the worst of the Universal monsters when you're talking about like all the ones you have going into the main ones like Frankenstein, Bride, Creature, Invisible Man, Wolfman, Dracula. Those are the main ones. And then there's more after that, obviously. But Phantom of the Opera is another one. And it's definitely the worst of those. Some people say Bride is. And Bride's not my favorite, but I think by far The Mummy's the worst one. At least, and I'll give it a second look. Because I haven't watched it in a while. And sometimes I appreciate films as I get older. But I doubt if I'll appreciate it. And Leprechaun is finished. So he's going to have to search for me gold back in the locker room. That's a loss for Styles. So Styles loses the Leprechaun, one of his 5 that he has on that is a part of the genre. And I'm telling you, look out for Brandon here, because the kid from Brightburn, Brandon, the guy with the cape. Do not underestimate him because of his size. And James Earl Cash, whatever his name is done. And that's a loss for Mitchell. So I'm telling you, it's still neck and neck here. And we got the grabber here now. I cannot stand that movie's so overrated, and I will go to my grave saying that The Black Phone is super overrated. And I did not have a great experience in that movie to begin with. Some moron was on his cell phone half the movie. So, and then there was stuff in the story I didn't like. But I tell you, I told you all that story where the guy answered the phone while the kid answered the phone and tricked me because he answered the phone in the theater. And Coach has been eliminated. And that's a loss for Styles. I got to watch how I sit because I broke my toe. By the time you see this, I'll probably be healed. But I broke my toe, and I'm walking like Cobblepot or whatever his name is, Penguin. Walking like that penguin now since I broke my toe. Not as bad, though. Not as bad, but still not fun. And Frankenstein is number 18. So we got another Universal one here. And he's known as one of the most iconic. He's not one of my favorites. He's not one of my favorites. I still prefer Invisible Man, Wolfman, Creature, and probably would put Phantom over Frankenstein. But I would probably now, looking back at it, put Frankenstein over Dracula and Bride and Mummy. So looking back at it, I'm going that way with it. When I was a kid, I told you all the story about the girl drowning and Frankenstein and how it freaked me out. And I was a kid. Now nothing bothers me, but because I watch Game of Thrones. I mean, they don't care about kids. And Mummy is done. So that's going to be a loss for Mitchell. And Mitchell loses another one here. And like I said, his team's kind of easy to keep track of because of how these two accounts are built. And we got Shaun of the Dead here. And number 20 is the Predator and Springtrap. Wow. The grabber with probably eliminates one of Mitchell's best guys. So Mitchell loses another one there. And like I said, it's probably one of his best team members. The Five Nights at Freddy's guys are just amazing. And then they could do a lot of damage. It's Freddy, Bonnie, Springtrap. So big loss there for Mitchell. And 21 is Chatter. And he looks like Nemesis so much. I know he's a little bit different, but and I hate how he does his teeth. Oh my goodness, get that guy a dentist. And get Nemesis a dentist too. Pick those teeth, pick them. They both need a dentist. They both need a plastic surgeon, technically. I mean, they need everything. That's why they're so angry. And number 22 is Raphael. Raphael at 22. And Raphael had I thought he was going to go for an elimination, but he went for that move instead. And yeah, so this makes number 4. I actually did 5 and 6 before I did 4. I did 5 and 6. And the reason I did it that way is because of the accounts, how the accounts are set up. And of course, 7's going to be a tough one to do too. And there goes Raphael, so that's going to be a loss for Styles. Still really close. Really close here. Unless I could have missed people. I always do, it seems like. So that is a possibility that I did miss somebody. Oh, wow. So Shaun of the Dead there. How about that? So we just have one slot left to put somebody in here. And look at some of the people that have been in here a while. Orlock. How long has Orlock been here? Hey, has anybody been keeping track of that? How about Brandon? How long has Brandon been in here? And Jack Baker's 23. And Orlock eliminates Chatter. So Chatter has been eliminated. That's going to be a loss for Mitchell. And Shaun's going to try to hang in there. And I don't know how he's still alive. He has one of the lowest overalls in this thing. Him and there's the Scarecrows here also. Both of them have really low overalls. The only one that I had to replace, I tried to get the same people that I always get because I tried to stay consistent, but I did have to replace Squidward, but he's already been eliminated, so it wasn't that big of a deal no matter what, but it is a different version. And I hate when I have to do that. And there's been times, and I hope I never come across this. Usually, people are good about making more than one. So, hopefully, I never have an issue where I can't download someone again. Because I guess we would have to replace him or something. And Brandon just staring at the grabber. I mean, you got to do more than that. You have to do more than that. Come on. And Jack Baker's trying to get rid of Shaun. And speaking of the Scarecrow, he's here at 24. So Scarecrow here, he's one of the lowest overalls in this. I only fix them if they're under 80. Otherwise, I don't touch them. We'll see if Brandon can take out Shaun, and Stewie is number 25 here. So at 25. And, oh, wow. Shaun is done, so that's going to be a loss for Mitchell. And Mitchell's starting to lose a few. I mean, it's too hard to tell who's winning this. There's a little bit of both teams in, so this might be one of our closest ones. We'll see when it comes down to the end. You got Jack Baker and Frankenstein, and you really need to watch out for Orlock and Brandon here, because they have been in this forever. And who knows if anybody's going to be able to take them down. And V is number 26. So V for Vendetta. And that one's always a tricky one to find, too. I mean, you got to usually put Vendetta in. If you put V in, that's not going to tell you nothing. I mean, sometimes you can find it. Just depends. But always good to see him. I actually need to rewatch that film. That is on my list of things to rewatch. And Scarecrow just got booted in the head. That's going to be a loss for Styles. And Frankenstein, almost got rid of Jack Baker also. So Styles is catching up to Mitchell, according to my stats, which can be misleading at times. Oh my goodness, Jack Baker's just wrecking house. He is a beast. I'm glad I never played Resident Evil 7. He may make me regret that decision. He's probably one of the toughest bosses on that game. I don't know. I've heard that they're all really tough. But he's like the one that never stops, I think. And V's going to be a loss for Styles. So I have a tie, but I may be wrong here because I did miss, it looks like, the Predator. So that's a loss for Styles. I recall him coming in here. It just goes to show that, I mean, I still am missing people. No matter how hard I try to focus, and I don't have great attention span to begin with, so that's definitely not in my advantage. Trying to see who's all left, if I missed anybody else. Was Spider-Man here? I don't recall. He might have been in here. I thought maybe he was. I don't know. If he was, I missed that one. And look at, oh my goodness, Count Orlok needs to stop biting people's necks, but he's been in here for so long, he feels like he probably has to. And look at the grabber here, and misses. So Brandon's still in, and the Punisher is 28. And there goes the grabber, finally done. Brandon continues to destroy anyone in his path. That's going to be a loss for Mitchell. Yeah, Frankenstein's another one to watch. And yeah, I think Spider-Man, unless he's in the next couple, I think he might have gotten eliminated. I'm not for sure of that. I don't recall. That's the one I think he's out. Yeah, he might have been here. I always go back and check, but I'm pretty sure he was here. Come to think about it. Because I see who, I kind of have an idea of who the final two are. And Hagrid eliminates Stewie. So that's going to be a loss for Styles. Count Orlok, Brandon, and Frankenstein. Watch out for those three. They have had an amazing performance here tonight. And the Punisher, can he get rid of Jack Baker? Played games. He played stupid games and won a stupid prize for doing that. And number 29 is Patrick Bateman. from American Psycho, and Christian Bale. One of his best performances, I would say. And Hagrid. And look at this Brandon kid. It's just unbelievable these eliminations are. But look here. Bale may get him. Or maybe not. Maybe he's going to stare at him. Okay, he got him. So that's a loss for each team. Rubius for Styles and Brandon for Mitchell. And number 30 is the tall man. So Spider-Man must have been eliminated. And there goes Jack Baker also. So that's going to be a loss for Mitchell also. Spider-Man's a loss for Styles. So we'll see who's all left here. I'm still not getting the right count. How does this happen? I just don't understand. This happens to me all the time. So I may have missed one on Mitchell's team. Maybe I just didn't count it and I said it. Huh. Yeah. So Mitchell has Frankenstein. He's got Tall Man. He's got Patrick Bateman. And Styles has the Punisher. And he's got Count Orlok. So it's getting close. It's pretty close. 2-3. And I'll go back and make sure Spider-Man was on here. But I'm come to think about it, I thought I may have saw him but it was not for a long time. Where I missed the elimination, one of the two. It's hard to keep track of 30 people. Especially when you're looking down at a paper. I need some kind of method where I can just mark them off a board. Like get a whiteboard. That's what I need to do, just get a whiteboard. But still, I would have to, I don't know. How are you going to fix it? But all Styles has left, according to my list, is Punisher and Count Orlok. Count Orlok's definitely the one to beat here. And Frankenstein's pretty good as well right now. He's been on a run. Also, hard to eliminate. And Tall Man just got rid of the Punisher. So things are not looking good for Styles. He has a 25% chance, probably a less than that, chance of winning this thing. And we are down to 4. And, yeah, Mitchell's got a good team. He's got Frankenstein. He's got Patrick Bateman. And the Tall Man. He's got all 3 of those guys. Against Styles is Count Orlok. Nosferatu. Love that name. And we are coming down to the wire here. We are down to 4. And we got Frankenstein. I'm telling you, Frankenstein, they're going to have to double team or something. They're going to have to do something to get rid of him because he is, I mean, maybe a charge, maybe a finisher, something. You're not going to lift him out. The Tall Man might have a shot, but I even doubt that because he's you know, he's old. He's old and he's slender. He's kind of like the Slender Man, but, you know, without the, you know, the tentacles. And there he goes. And, oh, Patrick Bateman just turned this into a 1v1 just like that. And Count Orlok, oh, no way. What a finish. Just like that. You never know when it's going to be your time at the Rumble. You never know. And this is amazing because he came in, I believe it was maybe 5, 6, around that area. So he's going to WrestleMania. What a performance. But that is still only a face a mother can love. By far. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. What a face. But anyway, Styles wins. And what a win by Styles. What a win. He's going to advance to the Elite 8. What a comeback. And what a performance by Count Orlok, who was in here probably around 30-some minutes. Unbelievable. And this is what I love to see. I love performances like that. He probably got lucky a couple times, but he managed to survive. And I hope you guys enjoyed it because I sure did. And I'll see you all later.